Good day everyone, I'm Yoel Reyes and I'm a third year nursing student from Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila. I'm here to demonstrate to you the first course learning outcome under the course NRS 3115 or Nursing Informatics lecture. As I was about to begin my demonstration, I received an email from the office that governs council and organizational activities and affairs in PLM. And what better way to demonstrate these competencies than being spontaneous and being as close to reality as possible. So without further ado, let's begin this demonstration. So this was me answering my emails and queries from different people, and of course I made use of the filter option of Outlook so I could respond to high priority emails first. And after doing so, I organized my inboxes to designated folders so that it would be organized. So after fixing my emails, I then proceeded to do my report on another subject, and since this was a group activity, we made use of Google Slides and Google Docs so as to get rid of multiple files and so that we could edit these documents and presentations simultaneously. Okay, so let's start with a table or a data set. So this is sample data set of all the alumni of Pamantasan ng Maynila College of Nursing. And as you can see, we only have 35 entries here. And so assuming that the College of Nursing already has thousands of graduates, we wouldn't like to look at the data as in this form because it's very draining, very taxing, very broad. And so what we would like to do is we would like to condense it into one simple diagram or one simple graphic so that any interested person or individual or party would be able to access the data conveniently and easily. And so we're going to do that by using this one, a pivot chart. Okay, so you just have to enter the table source and then click OK. And then since the first data that we would like to use is for class, what we would have to do is just label or tick the box of class and then place it under category since that is the category that we would want. And then since there is already an entry here under values, we would just have to edit it. As you can see, it shows us the sum of the classes. However, we wouldn't like, or that's not the data that we need. What we need is the count or the number of graduates per class. And so we have to just right click field settings and then click the count option. And then once we click OK, it will now show us how many entries there are per class. And then we just have to do this same thing to all the other options or categories that we need. Alright, so now that we already have separate pivot tables for each of our categories, we have for class, field, degree, location, and then yes or no if they are in the field of nursing. And as you can see, it gives us a nice graph. It gives us a nice bar graph for each of the pivot charts that we made. But frankly speaking, these pivot charts are already sufficient if we want to view data conveniently and easily. However, we would like to take it a step further and we would like to make sort of an interactive map or an interactive sheet or a dashboard to term it easily so that once we see or check out that dashboard, it would give us all the data that we need instantly in an interactive, convenient, and very pleasing way. Next thing for us to do is to make our dashboard. We can use PowerPoint, and of course, it just takes some basic multimedia skills to create a very aesthetic layout. We just play with the colors and the gradient, and then after doing so, we just copy what we made to Excel. And remember the graphs we made earlier, we just copy them and place it to our layout, and of course have some few tweaks on our graphs to match the color scheme that we want. We should make use of slicers because these are what makes our dashboard interactive in that sense. And after making a few tweaks, after adjusting the colors and the layout of the graphs, we are left with a very nice dashboard. And so we're left with a very neat, very orderly, and very aesthetic dashboard. This dashboard shows us, of course, the data that we have from earlier. And so when I try to click 1990, for example, it shows us how many graduates there are, their location, and all their other information. And of course, you could also manipulate all the other menus that we have. So for example, I click yes. So these are the alumni that are currently practicing nursing. So it shows us these wonderful graphs and it shows us their education and of course their names. And so this gives us a very unique and very pleasant way to present data, not only to those people who are interested in viewing these kinds of stuff, but also in the administrative side. And so I'm very hopeful and very expectant that in the near future we will develop a system similar to this and indeed use technology to automate things for us and eventually make things and make life easier for us. Thank you and good day.